It is now 6:01 p.m. and a quorum of members is present, so the meeting of the Board of Education of the School District of New Berlin is called to order. Please call the roll.
Ms. Crosby,
Here.
Mr. Helmer,
Here.
Ms. Connick, Mr. Kurth, Ms. Schultz,
Here.
Mr. Seidel,
Here.
Ms. Wondercheck.
Here.
Ms. Connick and Mr. Kurth let me know they were unable to attend this evening. Now I would entertain a motion to recess to closed session.
Madam President, I move to closed session to adjourn into closed session pursuant to section 19.85 1C, E, and F of the Wisconsin statutes to consider A, approval of closed session minutes from February 13th, B, employment performance and compensation matters pertaining to staff, C, discuss approve employee handbook, D, discuss approve employee benefit change, and E, discuss athletic coaches onboarding, pay, and references.
Second.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. And,
Oh, there's one more.
yeah, and F, discuss and approve proposed administrator retirement benefits.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Seidel and a second by Mr. Helmer. Please call the roll.
Mr. Seidel,
Yes.
Mr. Helmer,
Yes.
Ms. Crosby,
Yes.
Ms. Schultz,
Yes.
Ms. Wondercheck.
Yes.
We're moving into closed session, return to open session around 7 o'clock. It is now 7:04, and we are returning from closed session into open session. In recognition of the serious and important nature of our efforts here, we will join in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. For all those who are able, please rise. And now for those who wish to prepare for the meeting, we will have a moment of silence. This is a public meeting of the Board of Education. Prior to this meeting, notice was given to the public last Friday by providing the agenda to the city library. The agenda was also posted on the district website. A copy of the agenda was forwarded to the Journal Sentinel, the Waukesha Freeman, and the Waukesha Now, all of which have filed requests for all public notices. We have some recognitions this evening, so we have 2 of them.
Yeah, so I'd like to actually ask Melissa, our AD from New Berlin West, to come up and introduce our honored guest. Sure.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to present to you the 2023 Wisconsin State Champion in Shot Put, Megan Schultz. I asked for a few of her accolades from her only season in track and field and as a state champion in her debut. It's pretty crazy what she accomplished in only 9 track meets. So she missed the other track meets primarily to basketball commitments. In those 9 meets, she took 8 first place finishes and only 1 third place finish in her entire season. In those 9 meets, if you know anything about shot put, she surpassed the 40-foot 7-inch mark, or 40-foot mark in 7 of those, which is typically where gentlemen sometimes more average throw. So she excelled. She also had some extra highlights in terms of she set the school record in the indoor shot put at 39.5 inches. So that was a school record, not hitting that 40 inches or 40 feet. She set the school record in the outdoor shot put at 45 feet, 10.5 inches. She won the Woodland Conference Championship with a throw of almost 43 feet. She won the regional championship with a throw of 40 feet, 1 inch. She won the sectional championship with a throw of 44, 7.5 inches. And she won the Division II state championship with a throw of 45 feet, 10.5 inches, which surpassed all other female competitors by over 4 feet. Yeah. Crazy, yes, yeah. Not done. So New Berlin West is very proud of Megan's accomplishments, as she's also a 3-sport athlete. She will be playing basketball for UW Green Bay next year, which, by the way, doesn't have a track team. Earlier this year, I said to Megan in the hallway, I saw her in passing and said, you know, Megan, your best sport is actually track now. And she looks at me, well, she looked down at me and said, I guess you're right. So like it didn't even dawn upon her. So it was kind of one of those moments that made me just smile, and it's so very much like Megan. So the last thing I just want to say that Megan enters this upcoming season ranked 1st in the state of Wisconsin and ranked 16th in the United States. School board members, I present to you one last time, Megan Schultz. I think this is used. No, yep. There's a black one. Yeah, okay. Here you go.
Yeah, if you get the Freeman, the Waukesha Freeman, which I do through school, Megan, it seems to be on the sports page. It seems like often, and Megan, I apologize because I'm kind of old school. I like to put Post-it notes on the paper clippings and sending them to the students. And there was a couple weeks where I felt like I sent 3 or 4 in the matter of a couple weeks. One of them is because Megan is obviously an outstanding athlete, but also an outstanding basketball athlete going to Green Bay. You set the record for rebounds at West, is
And
that right?
points.
And points? All kind of within a couple weeks, is that right?
Yeah, within 2 weeks. I think it was 2 weeks. She gets really embarrassed by any accolades, so
Oh, well, I apologize.
this is great. She's also a fantastic student too. So,
And her mom's not too shabby either, so
yeah.
we'll keep her around.
So,
Thank you very much, Megan. Congratulations. Next, as the board has asked, and we continue to bring forward our Career Exploration Partnership Spotlight, I'll ask Kelly Kwiatkowski to come up on behalf of Zacharias Acres.
Yeah, hi. Unfortunately, Zacharias Acres could not make it tonight as of 2 hours ago. The rep lives fairly far north, and I guess they got hit with a good amount of ice, so I apologize. But we do have some guests to receive the award on their behalf. The School District of New Berlin, in partnership with the Wisconsin Association of School Boards, recognized Zacharias Acres as one of our honor roll certificates this year. So they have provided us and our students with meaningful and accessible access to learning through nature and wildlife in a universally designed campus. So we could not thank them more, and to explain what they have done at Zacharias Acres a little bit more, I'm going to introduce Lisa Vega, who helps coordinate the program for us as a School District of New Berlin employee, Vidya, as well as Nola. Well, congratulations on their behalf. Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
So just for clarification purposes, I did print this all out for all of you because sometimes visuals help. The School District of New Berlin is uniquely blessed to have a very robust special education program, especially for our, we refer to them as transition age students. So anybody beyond 18 who've completed their graduation requirements but still we need some additional assistance, whether it's vocational exploration, daily living skills, et cetera. And so that's where my program comes in, and we work on social recreation, daily living skills, vocational exploration, and none of this would be possible or as beneficial as it is without our business partners. We're able to get our students directly into the community and engage in meaningful, realistic adult experiences. And places like Zacharias Acres, who are just such very special, unique, wonderful places. Everything at Zacharias Acres, everything. It is just short of 100 acres now. Every inch of that is handicap accessible. It is all wheelchair accessible. They've got a fishing pond that's accessible. All of the gardens are raised, et cetera. It's an incredible place. If you ever have the opportunity to get out there, I could not recommend it stronger. They're just, it's a beautiful place. And their partnership with the School District of New Berlin is free. So we go out there and we volunteer. Sometimes throughout the year, we plan garden beds and we plant those, and we have themes with that. So there's learning involved with that as well. They are cooking, they are making fundraiser things. So, for example, Christmas time, we make wreaths with them, with Christmas trees that they grow on their property. So it's an incredible, incredible experience. So I wanted to which one of you beautiful ladies wants to go first? Vidya wants to go first. All right, Vidya. This is one of our alumni. Vidya graduated last year, and we're very, very pleased to have her back. She's an absolute delight. Vidya, would you like to share with them? Do you want to wait just a minute? Should we let Nola go first? Mm-hmm. Sometimes we get a little excited. Nola, why don't you go first? And then we'll let Vidya think through it. It's okay. And why don't you share a little bit about what you find wonderful about Zacharias Acres? They can hear you. We're fine.
Okay. I am Nelson Dow. I am Pathways program. I love going to Zacharias Acres with Pathways. I make packrain and Parisi muffins for Big Apples for Plain Seeds. I feed chickens which have fun. I like nuts and hikers things I go to there.
That's wonderful, Nola. Thank you so much. You want Mom to do it with you? Absolutely. Just a little shy. What do you want to tell them? What did we practice it on? People you worked with? Tell them. Liked?
I like the
Closer. The people.
people I work with,
What did you like to do? I liked cleaning.
cleaning. I like sweeping the most.
Wonderful. Thank you, Lydia. Well done. So tomorrow our group is going to be working at Zacharias Acres, so I will hand off this award. I know they are very saddened that they weren't able to participate today, but thank you so much for recognizing them. They really are an incredible, incredible establishment. So thank you, everyone.
And Rachel from Zacharias Acres wanted you all to know that she's extremely appreciative of the partnership, and she's sorry she can't be here tonight. So thank you. Thank you very much. Do you want to get a picture? Yeah.
Now we have privilege of the floor. Do we have any this evening? Okay. Okay. Sorry, I need to read this little thing here. I haven't had to read this in a while, so I'm not used to that.
Just the rules.
Yes. So meetings of the board are conducted for the purpose of carrying on the business of the schools, and therefore are not public meetings, but meetings held in public. This portion of the meeting is an opportunity for you to come and voice your concerns to the board. So please do not be offended when we quietly listen. We may even take notes. We do not immediately respond to your questions and comments. This is a time for you to talk and us to listen. Thank you for coming to voice your comments and concerns. So she already called up your name. Please address the chair and state your name and whether or not you are a resident in the school district. And then just so you know, each presentation is to be restricted to a maximum of 3 minutes. Privilege of the floor will be limited to a total of 1/2 hour. Presentations are not to be designed for purposes of engaging others in a debate in this forum. Discussion of certified, classified, or professional personnel, or of individual Board of Education members shall not be considered an appropriate topic for this forum, and the speaker will be ruled out of order.
Okay, so my name and my address, or if I
Your name and where, and you don't necessarily have to say your address if you don't feel comfortable, but as long as we know whether or not you live in the school district.
Okay, thank you. So my name's Catherine Conley, and I'm a resident of New Berlin, but not within the school district. So thank you for the opportunity to speak with you today. I'm representing our neighborhood has a group of about 160 homes who are hoping to detach from the West Allis, West Milwaukee School District and join the New Berlin School District. So the region we're looking at, all the residents reside within New Berlin neighborhoods, and they already abut the New Berlin school district lines. Certain streets are kind of disjointed right now with next door neighbors who are both New Berlin residents going to 2 different school districts. So we're hoping to amend that through this. We have full confidence that New Berlin can meet the educational needs of all the students that are already within the school district and also the needs of the children in the proposed area if the redistricting is approved. We know that New Berlin is a growing area, and we know and trust in your ability to continue to offer excellent educational programs if our neighborhood is approved to join your school district. To help demonstrate the dramatic difference in the quality of education between New Berlin and West Allis and West Milwaukee, this staggering statistic helps paint the picture. When reviewing the 2021-22 scorecards for New Berlin Eisenhower High School compared to West Allis, West Milwaukee Nathan Hale, New Berlin students tested 72% higher in English language arts than West Allis, West Milwaukee, and the New Berlin students tested 134% higher in math scores. These test scores speak for themselves and are the exact reason that we're requesting to join the New Berlin School District. This move has been overwhelmingly supported by our neighborhood. 89% of the residents we talked to while petitioning signed to show their support. So joining your school district would have a huge positive impact not only on the residents that reside within the territory, but we also believe that the school district and the community at large. So continuing to invest in our New Berlin children and ensuring they have access to the excellent educational opportunities provided by the New Berlin School District would have lifelong positive impacts on the students in our community at large. Currently, there are only 21 students that attend West Allis West Milwaukee who reside in the proposed area, but we're confident through anecdotal testimony that more children would attend their neighborhood public school if we're approved to join New Berlin. We hope that increased enrollment in your schools, along with our New Berlin tax dollars going to New Berlin schools, would be a fiscal benefit to your school district. We believe it would also increase investment in funding for public education as a whole, with more pupils accessing their neighborhood schools if it was within a trusted school district such as New Berlin, opposed to West Allis West Milwaukee. In a previous denial, West Allis West Milwaukee described its white or wealthier students moving to a white or wealthier school district. We want to be clear that this is not that. In a records request received from West Allis West Milwaukee in February of 2023, of the 21 students who reside within the proposed territory and attend West Allis West Milwaukee, 24% are people of color and 10% are students with disabilities. We're a diverse territory who, if allowed to join your school district, will add to the different and divergent perspectives, contributing to positive learner outcomes.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Do we have any others? Okay. I don't have any president's message this evening, so we can move on to administrative team report. We have a couple, student and the superintendent.
I did want to just update the board. Unfortunately, it's been quite the year for power outages. Unfortunately, we experienced another power outage this morning where we actually had to delay New Berlin West by 2 hours. And quite honestly, the Orchard Lane decision was extremely difficult to make because we only have so much information to work with. One of which is We Energy's approximate time of resolution. And for those of you that have ever had their power out before, that could change to the good, actually, where they're done sooner than their estimated time, or in some cases, later than the estimated time. Part of the issue of why we could not welcome students at West is because while we do have backup generators, that limits our capacity for lighting in the building as far as utilization of restrooms. And when you're talking about 1,200 students and then additional staff, it becomes a code issue, quite honestly, when you have limited functioning restrooms. Plus, you also have in some cases, interior classrooms that do not have windows. While there aren't, we can make do by probably moving some classrooms around as needed. We just felt it was in the best interest of us to delay school. Unfortunately, by doing so, we were able to get the power back up before the students arrived. As far as the decision for Poplar Creek, we were originally told that the power was going to be back on at 8 a.m. per the estimated time. But as you know, we have buses that are actually out on the roads a half hour, if not more, before that. Some parents are actually dropping their kids off for the before school program, or actually trying to get their kids to school sooner than later. And no sooner than we made the decision to move forward with starting school at the normal time of 8:50, We Energies changed their estimated time to 10 a.m., which made it extremely difficult. But meanwhile, we had actually worked with the admin and the support staff and the staff over at Poplar Creek. There were minimal classrooms that were interior classrooms. Most actually had windows. We actually did have functioning bathrooms to be able to accommodate the students at Poplar Creek. And so we felt that even if we had to be without power for an hour or two, we could manage. Plus, we also when you're talking about kindergarten through sixth grade students, you're talking about much younger kids and parents needing to make accommodations for those kids. So we felt relatively confident. Fortunately, I said a little prayer and my prayer was answered because actually power was restored at about 8:25 and not at 10 a.m. So we actually had power roughly as kids were walking in. So we're again, it's just they're not easy decisions to make. We certainly do what we need to do to take into consideration many things, and then we also ultimately leave it up to parents to determine whether they should be sending their kids to school or not. Similar like when we had the ice storm last week, and then we did have to cancel school again because of a lot of snow. We leave it up to parents to make that determination on behalf of themselves, their situation, and their current accommodations. So we do have days built into the calendar where at this time we do not have to make up any days. We still have quite a bit of cushion till we need to get to that point, and don't anticipate needing to, of course I'm going to knock on wood and regret that I said this, but to make sure that we don't get another 4 or 5 days, and then of course we'll be talking for alternatives. But that is my report. Thank you.
All right. Do we have a student report today?
Oh, we do. I apologize. We've got Simon on video.
Okay.
Hello. It's been a great past month here at Eisenhower. In AP Biology, students decorated cupcakes as a delicious way to model how proteins are made. Miss Rain, the AP Biology teacher, always creates unique activities for her biology and chemistry students to really help them fully understand a topic. Students in personal finance are currently learning about college and how to afford college. Students say that this is some of the best content that they have learned and will learn in high school because it'll be really incredibly helpful and useful once they graduate from Eisenhower. On March 7th, our juniors will be taking the ACT with writing as a part of the statewide Wisconsin student assessment system. Flex sessions and various other review sessions have been available to students to really get them prepared and ready to tackle the ACT. The first semester honor roll was recently released. Students who made the honor roll are able to celebrate their achievement by receiving a free Cousin Subs courtesy of the local New Berlin Cousin Subs. This spring, seniors on the boys and girls soccer team will have the opportunity to apply for a new scholarship at Eisenhower. The Ike Soccer Championship Scholarship will be awarded to one boy and one girl graduating from the Ike Soccer team. Having almost achieved a $25,000 endowment, this scholarship will become the first New Berlin scholarship available to exclusively Eisenhower students. The middle school dance was held on February 11th. With a fun-packed week of days of dress and a Valentine's Day themed dance, middle school students loved the event. The middle school dance is one of the largest middle school events at Ike, and all of the middle school students love it. Eisenhower Theater's performance of Rock of Ages was a hit the past 2 weekends. The Hollywood story of Dreamers hit the Eisenhower Theater by storm. Full of 80s music and mullets, the show was a must-see and loved by everyone in attendance. As a way of celebrating Black History Month, Culture Club hosted a showing of 42 during Flex. Students had the opportunity to appreciate the life and legacy of Jackie Robinson, along with African American history and culture. Currently, DECA competitors are at the State Career Development Conference in Lake Geneva. The record number of Ike competitors hopes to advance multiple students to the international competition in April. The past few years have seen increasing success from the Ike chapter at State, and the students believe that they will continue the trend this year. Also with Ike DECA, they are beginning to organize their Ike Madness event. Correlating with NCAA's March Madness, DECA holds a student 5-on-5 basketball tournament. The winners of the boys and girls brackets will play a team of teachers in an all-school assembly. Proceeds from the event go towards Make-A-Wish. The tournament always brings a ton of fun and excitement to the school day, and it benefits our community. Senior Jake McDowell capped off his final high school swim season with another state meet. Jake has qualified for the state competition the last 3 years in a row. Also, 3 girls and 6 boys of the New Berlin United wrestling team competed at the WIA State Wrestling Tournament. The outstanding student athletes had a fantastic conference championship winning season. Of the students going to state include Natalia Poplowski, Camelia Garay, Amelia Poplowski, and Jake Van Duzer from New Berlin West, and Tommy Pera, Jack Gillis, Ryan Gillis, Zach Clark, and Nick Foster here from New Berlin Eisenhower. Finally, the New Berlin Eisenhower dance team finished off their competition season with a bang. All of their hard work paid off at the state championship competition in Madison. Wearing their purple and gold with pride, the dance team won first place in both jazz and pom. These state championship wins make this Ike dance team back to back to back to back double state champions. Thank you.
I did want to quickly mention, I apologize for missing this in my report. We also have the Toast to Education event that's coming up. It's a beer and wine tasting fundraiser on March 11th, 2023 from 7 to 10 p.m. here at New Berlin Eisenhower. We've actually got great sponsorships already for the event, some premier sponsors. We also have, for those of you that are beer connoisseurs, some very premier beverages that are going to be there. I'm not, but from what I hear, it's a great selection. And we've got a lot of clubs that are going to be benefiting on behalf of this fundraiser that's being coordinated by Julie Cordero and the support of others on her committee. Essentially, people can buy tickets, and we encourage you all to do so. I will be there briefly, but you can select which organization you want your tickets to support. So again, similar to kind of what we did with Mitch in the 4th of July event, where we basically had 8 slots available for different groups to sign up on. They benefited from those respective spots in the 4th of July. We think it's going to be a great event. It's kind of our premier fundraising event. That's certainly going to benefit a lot of our students and staff and the work that they do. So again, the Toast to Education Beer and Wine Tasting Fundraiser, March 11th, 7 to 10 p.m. here at Eisenhower. Encourage you to buy tickets, tell all your friends about it. We'll have a small group there of friends of mine that will be there too. So hopefully we'll see you there.
I'll be there. I'm volunteering, so we'll see ya.
Volunteering to do what?
I don't remember what I signed up for.
That's not a good sign.
It's not a taste. It's one of the games, I believe. So. All right. So we next have district reports: the incident report, the enrollment report, the suspension report, and donation report. Is there any questions? Are there any questions about those?
I have a couple questions on the enrollment report. You don't have it open, do you? All right. The numbers were huge and mostly at Reagan. And I know the overall trend is up in terms of increase enrollment, but the swings didn't really make sense in kindergarten, first, second, and third. I mean, it's like they lost 30% of their population and then gained 25% in different grades.
I'd have to get back to you on that specifically.
Okay.
As far as
it just seems like it might be a typo or a miscalculation.
Could be,
because they went from 83 kids. So Ronald Reagan's kindergarten, first grade went from 104, and they added 36 or 108. And I don't know if that 36 was before that 108 or after, but either way, that's like 30% of their first grade population that they added.
I was going to ask. The reports look different. Like there's a different format, so maybe we just don't understand the format yet. So
we now have Patrick doing this report, and this report coincides with the report that we'll be bringing to the board as per what's been requested about kind of looking at class sizes at the elementary and so on. So that's why we made the adjustment. But I can certainly look into this and find out if, in fact, there was an error. It doesn't seem right to me. So I appreciate that.
Me neither. I looked at it earlier too, and I was like,
it looks like you got a broken window in one of the classrooms. And
yeah. So we'll look at
out.
this and we'll get you updated numbers at the next meeting.
Any other questions on any other reports? Mr. Seidel, could you read us the donation report?
It'd be my pleasure. Our first donation was for New Berlin West Milwaukee School of Engineering in support of robotics at New Berlin West in the amount of $500. The approval date was 1/17/2023. Second one was for New Berlin West as well, Northwestern Mutual support robotics at New Berlin West in the amount of $2,000, and the approval date was 1/17. Third one was for New Berlin West as well, Alpha Omega Cleaning to support robotics at New Berlin West in the amount of $100, and the approval date was 1/17. The next one was for Elmwood Home and School to support Playworks at Elmwood in the amount of $4,000, and the approval date was 1/11. The next one was for the district office, the Castor Corporation, to support the backfire build team in the amount of $2,500, and the approval date was 1/24. The next one was for Orchard Lane PFC to support Orchard Lane with NOWAs for staff members for the talent show and school play, the amount of $685.80. The approval date was 1/25/2023. Lastly was for New Berlin West Star Veterinary Group to support DECA at New Berlin West in the amount of $500. The approval date was 2/7/2023, bringing our total donations to $10,285.80. I can't thank all of our generous vendors enough. Truly appreciate everything that we're doing to support the school district in New Berlin.
Now we have the consent agenda, which includes notice, approval of minutes of the board meeting on February 13th, and the financial reports. Are there any items that should be pulled out for separate consideration? Then do I have a motion for the consent?
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Helmer, second by Mr. Seidel, to approve the consent agenda as presented. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, raise your right hand. All those opposed? Motion passes. On to our regular agenda. First on the regular agenda is to discuss approve WAWM citizen petition to alter school district boundaries. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Helmer and a second by Mr. Seidel to approve the petition to alter school district boundaries. Any discussion?
I did just want to add that the part of the process is that the petition needs to be submitted to school districts that are involved prior to February 1. Obviously, we did receive the petition prior to that. We then need to make decisions, both West Allis, West Milwaukee School District and us make decisions on whether to move forward with those or not. What's typically happened in the past, because this is not a new issue, is we recommend, similar to what the couple board members have already suggested for approval, we recommend approval. West Allis, West Milwaukee typically does not. I'm not sure if they've made a decision yet, or I think that's tonight. So they would make their decision. If West Allis, West Milwaukee were to approve it, then I think we would be good to go. If they chose not to, then it needs to be appealed to the Department of Public Instruction, which I do know that that's happened in the past. In some cases, the deadlines were not met for those appeals, so those were easily overturned. And in other cases, typically, DPI will look into the matters, but I'm not sure how seriously they consider the wants and needs of those requesting to move and alter their respective boundaries. So given the circumstances that we have, and given our past practice and history of supporting this, I do know that we've had local legislators that have proposed legislation. I know Joe Sanfilippo, the outgoing representative from this area, at proposed legislation. Unfortunately, it did not move forward. I have spoken to Dave Maxey, our current representative for New Berlin. This is something that he supports, and I'm not sure if he's spoken to those that have appealed, and so that is something that he is actually working on. But I guess I would leave it at that. I'd be happy to answer any additional questions, but otherwise, we would recommend approval as presented.
Any questions, discussion?
Only just a little discussion about it. It's certainly in our interest to approve it because it would increase our tax base and it would, get us more population within our district, which is a net positive for us. In the past, we have approved this request. Where it fell short the last time around was because somebody missed that deadline with DPI. So keep an eye on your deadlines, because to the point of West Dallas, there's no incentive for them to approve it. They only lose by approving it. So I don't know where they're at with that, but I'd be shocked if they would approve it. So I think that, chances are you're headed to appeal with the DPI. So that's why I say mind your deadlines, because that's where it fell short the last time. So.
All right, then we'll vote. All those in favor, raise your right hand. All those opposed? Motion passes. Then we have approval of the 2023-24 Board of Education meeting dates.
A couple things. We basically have stuck with the typical rotation and cadence that the board has followed in the past. Specifically want to point out, we've only typically had one meeting in July. The board may want to add a meeting as needed, should we get to that point. So we're honoring that one meeting in July. Please note that in October, similar to what we've done this year and in previous years, because we have 2 days off in October, we would move the board meeting to Wednesday instead of that Monday that we typically would have it, which is the second and fourth Mondays of the month. We typically only have one meeting in December because of Christmas break. And then,
Are these dates wrong? I'm looking at the 2023-2024 board meeting dates, and it says March 11th. That's a Saturday. I'm missing something.
Are you on
are you on 2024?
That would be 2024. Maybe
I'm
that's
sorry,
why.
that's
That's
why.
why, yeah. Yeah, no, it's not this year.
I mean, if you want to meet on Saturdays, that's cool too. Okay, thanks for clarifying, Ron.
Sorry, I was just scratching my head.
No, I would agree. And then because of where spring break falls, which is the last week of March, following what other Waukesha County school districts have agreed upon, we would move the dates to the week before, which is then you'd have back-to-back meetings, similar to what we just proposed for next month. Because you have two back-to-back meetings, not sure that we need that second meeting, and we'll let the public know where the board has decided on that. But other than that, those are the rest are pretty standard. Our goal too, it's similar to what the board has expected us, is that come the first of the year, we will visit all the elementary schools. They will present their respective mid-year data. Now that we've got that clarified, that's it. So we would recommend approval of the proposed 2023-2024 Board of Education meeting dates as presented.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Helmer and a second by Mr. Seidel to approve. Is there any discussion? Then all those in favor, raise your right hand. Any opposed? Motion passes. And then we have action item on an item discussed in closed session. We just have the one for approving the employee handbook updates.
Madam President, I move to approve the employee handbook updates as presented.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Seidel and a second by Mr. Helmer to approve. Then all those in favor, raise your right hand. Any opposed? None. Motion passes. And then we have our future meetings and dates. Board meetings are generally held the second and fourth Mondays, beginning at 7 o'clock p.m. and will now be located in Conference Room E, which is here, of the district office unless noted otherwise. And so for March 13th, 7 o'clock p.m., the location will be Eisenhower Middle High School. So will that be back in the, you'll be here? Okay, that didn't mention. And then March 20th, also 7 o'clock will be, oh, sorry, we just decided we're going to cancel the March 20th meeting, just because of the upcoming holiday, and we don't have agenda items for that evening. So, and then April 10th, 7 o'clock p.m. Location will be West Middle High School. Other important dates to remember, as was already mentioned, March 11th is the Toast to Education Beer and Wine Tasting Fundraiser event hosted by the Education Foundation of New Berlin, which will be here at Eisenhower. March 24th is the end of the third quarter, and March 27th through the 31st is spring break. There's no school. So then, do you have something?
I just have something really quick. So I'm going off the board. I will not be at what would be my last board meeting. Now, since we don't have the March 20th meeting, that's off the calendar. My last meeting, official meeting, would be April 10th. I'm going to be on vacation that day. So I won't be at that meeting. My last meeting will be the 13th. I will bring back my computer. I don't know if there's anything else I need to do in terms of, do I have to sign anything or do any, I don't know what the protocol is. Okay. I just want to make sure I ask that question because I don't know what to do. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for letting us know that. Then do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Helmer and a second by Mr. Seidel to adjourn. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion passes. This meeting is adjourned.